Hello and welcome to another episode of Top 10 Games Not On Your List. Today I'll be covering the mighty Dreamcast. If you're new to my channel, I try to pick hidden gems that personally move me, and I try to avoid the most popular games that other YouTubers or past reviews have hyped or covered too much. I bent my own rules a bit in this one, but I believe this list shows off the true power of the system and includes most of my favorite games. Without further ado, I present to you number 10, Vigilante 8, Second Offense. Vigilante 8 was a great series. As a fan of the Twisted Metal games, V8 had a nice feel to it. It had a 70s theme and a nice American wasteland to romp around in. Where many debate if it was better on N64 or PS1, I barely see anyone praising it for the Dreamcast, which is just rude considering this port had a softer look, less dithering, less random slowdowns, and is the only vehicle combat game on the Dreamcast. I've seen many people saying, I hate Twisted Metal, but I love Vigilante 8. There is just something about this game that stands out of the crowd, much like you should stand out of the crowd and see this game for yourself. Number 9, Evolution 1 and 2. It's Evolution, baby. I do so adore roguelike RPGs, this series being a blast to play. In my head, I see it as the game that reinvented modern steampunk. Meg Launcher, our lead, has this huge arm called a Psy-Frame, and together with his bestie Linear Cannon, they hunt down treasure and the ultimate power. These games have some very Diablo-esque levels with random encounters and RPG turn-based combat. I feel the sequel only improved upon the original and met unfair reviews compared to Evolution 1, but that's what I expect from the viewers. You gotta be an RPG fan to like real RPGs, and this one is definitely as real as they come. Enjoy the story and unique approach to combat. I know I did. Number 8, Grandia II. Released 2 years before the PlayStation 2 or Windows version, this port was still hailed as the best version of the game. Grandia is a pretty unique RPG with out-of-battle camera turning that allowed you to find hidden items in cities and in dungeons, and while in battle, there are also chances to avoid enemy attacks and get in combos with your team. And if an enemy is killed mid-combo, your attack will just go on to the next closest target. It felt very fluid in this way and ahead of its time. Now this game is pretty storyline heavy, so I'm not even gonna get into it. I just recommend you play it. You could go back and play Grandia 1, but 2 seems to stand alone pretty well, filling the player in on exposition in a natural feeling, advancing way.
Ryudo, are you sure? Really?
I am no longer fooled by your appearance. You are not my brother!
Number 7, Space Channel 5. I already covered this on another video, but hell, I'm a fan of early dancing games. In Space Channel 5, Ooh La La and her swingin' report show set off to stop invading aliens that force people to dance. By pressing buttons to the rhythm, you progress through the game and are introduced to a bevy of unique characters.
What's happening, Ooh La La? Hey, check the transmission quickly. This must be that pirate broadcasting station.
My name is
Jaguar!
I am the voice of truth.
Hey, who the heck is that?
Huh? Good evening, everyone. I am Pudding.
Is that another reporter?
Watch my report on Channel 42.
Take her out!
Don't worry. I'll take you out.
Including Michael Jackson, which I'm sure most of you knew by now. You should pick up this game for a fun night of dancing or frustration. It's even a great game for just taking turns and passing the controller around with a group of friends, whatever those are. Number 6, Cman. AVGN and others have already heavily covered this game. I'm not sure what else I can add to it. It's an odd game where you have this fish guy to talk to and works like modern mobile games, or a Tamagotchi you can actually interact with, having to turn off the game or play something else to see the results. Yes, it has Leonard Nimoy in it. As for trying to read my mind and relay information, it's an offline game. It's just a smart AI that says and does funny stuff. If you're really into innovative games that break genres and actually attempt to offer the player something unique, you should play this game. It's definitely worth the time. Number 5, Skies of Arcadia. If you can't tell, I'm an old school RPG lover. Skies is one of the many reasons why. I really enjoyed the feeling of freedom, open sky cities full of detail and color, accompanied with great music and friggin' sky piracy. You get your very own ship to upgrade and fly around. It's a classic formula of map fight, treasure box, boss, story, but it's accompanied by an amazing overworld map system, and really, the whole game just has a nice feel to its characters, art styles, and overall visual prowess. This is a classic RPG that any fan should definitely have under their belt. Number 4, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. A Sonic title on my lists? Unheard of. Yeah, I know I try to avoid mainstream picks, but with the Dreamcast, I'm kind of forced to put these popular titles on my list because, well, they're great games. That being stated, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 were a big part of my Dreamcast playtime. I really loved the Chow bits and raising eggs, trying to get a Chaos Chow, finding them, feeding them, racing them. Even when the story was dull, the Chows kept me going. The two games nearly blur into one in my head, both being large and filled with stuff to explore and do and go fast. I'm not even a huge Sonic fan, so if you are and you haven't played these games, what the heck are you waiting for? Number 3.
Hey out there, this is Tokyo's very own #1 pirate power station,
Jet Set Radio is truly an amazing title. In an era where graffiti was taking over the world, we were given a game where we could practice our art without the fear of the cops. Well, except for these ones. Tokyoto is under attack from an evil corporation, and it's up to a team of can-spraying heroes to stop the propaganda and save the streets, all while fending off your turf from other gangs. This game featured a great custom soundtrack and very natural feeling controls, as well as a hip art style that looked a bit like a comic but still felt very adult-like in its own way. You could unlock tons of small, medium, and large sprays for each character, and even make your own custom ones to boot. Airplane Grind Transmitter, or whatever it's called, is available in many formats these days, and even on Steam for $8 at the moment. Go get it and start the revolution. Number 2, Shenmue 1 and 2. I will count it as one since it's kind of a compact story. This game is legendary. Another one I'm dying for a third installment of. It's been heavily reviewed by many and for a damn good reason. It's one of a kind. Part mystery, part save the queen, part get the bad guy, and part Karate Kid and all the awesome. A bit slow at times and talky, but as an RPG lover, I never saw these segments as a hindrance. Multiple cities, odd locations, and Fight Club feeling moments mixed with investigating and discovery. The charm of 1980s Japan and China right in the comfort of your own chair or couch or whatever. The quick time events and learning tight fighting controls were a bit of a bother at points, but that never really slowed me down or made me lose passion to see this game through to the end. There has been many attempts to continue this series, a mobile game, an online game, but most of them have been met with negative press and limited appeal, despite its cult-like following. Shenmue 3 is in the works, but only time will tell if this legend can survive after such a long wait. Number 1. Phantasy Star Online. I loved this game. I never even hooked it up to the internet, and I will always be pleased with it. Escort quests have never been more fun. The character creator was pretty in-depth. I remember making characters till I got just the right mix and made a few really overpowered Humar, Numeral, Fomaral, and Rockcassiles. The fighting was top-notch and stiff at the same time. Once you mastered the movements and patterns, you were pretty much untouchable as long as you stayed up on gear. Engaging boss fights, randomized maps, years of solo fun. I can't even imagine how awesome it would have been to go online with this game. If you're an action RPG nut and need a new tree to shake down, pick this game up and start the survival like madness. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. And that is it. Thank you for watching yet another one of my top 10 lists. Sorry it's been a while since my last video, but hell, life gets busy sometimes. If you enjoyed this video and for some reason want to gouge your eyes out more to my voice, feel free to check out some of my other content. I try to put a decent amount of effort into these projects, not just sit in front of a camera and boringly ramble on. So I hope you appreciate my semi-hard work. Again, I do mostly all this myself, footage, music, editing, all of it. So if you liked what you saw, please click the like, and if you want to see more, look around a bit, maybe toss out a sub so I can quit my job and do this full time. That's about it for today. I wish all of you the best, and as always, see ya! Bye.